Just 1 minute. Right. Please settle down fast. Right. So yesterday we have seen how do we work with connecting with a simple and fake store API. So I provided an example to you as well. I'm not sure like where that issue, but this is how it is going to be the fake store API. And if you can open like, any of that, we will be having the data. And by using this data only, we are supposed to display. Okay, fine. Now in today's session, I'll show you one more time. Don't worry, the same example, but why should we go with the same exactly? We'll be adding another feature also to that one. That is the process. First, we will understand the new concept over here. That is directives. So the next concept here it is directive. Very, very important one. So what is a directive and what it will do is, in simple term, directive that we are having is going to be a function that can handle different tasks. Proceed. So I can say that directive in Angular is a function that can be handled various tasks like we have like different tasks that it can perform. The first one is going to be, it can return the markup is nothing but what? HTML. It can return the markup is nothing but HTML, or else it can extend the behavior, which means add or remove the styles, that what I can say. That means I hope like you people might have seen, whenever if you're working on the login page, once if the username and password is correct, then automatically we are redirecting to the login page. Suppose let's say I implemented some kind of validation. Validations are going to be fine. Then the background color won't be changed. Suppose if the validations are going to be not in a proper way, then immediately it will be having the red color border or not. Yes or no? That means dynamically, if I wanted to add some styles to my HTML element, that is what we call it as extending the behavior of the HTML element. So directives can be used to extend the behavior of that element, and also it can be used to make the UI more interactive by adding or removing the HTML elements at runtime. At runtime. Now, what does it mean? Okay. Now, what does it mean here? Suppose let's say from that API, I'm getting maybe let's say 20 records, and I have a requirement. The client is asking me to display those particular records in a tabular format. Then how many TR tags has to be created? 20 TR tags are required or not? Because I hope you know about a table. Whenever the table is having some data, each data is going to be a row that what we are having. Now, whenever if you are getting the data from the API or from the database, whatever it might be, that data what I can do, I need to get it and then bind it with my HTML. If I'll be having like 20, then I can create 20. If I'm having 100, then is it possible to create the TRs 100? Maybe tomorrow, let's say the requirement might get changed. I have only 2 records. Then remaining 98 TR has to be removed or not? Yes or no? That is what, like, the normal way. That means statically by creating the rows and columns, whatever we are having. But generally, in real time, what happen, it should be more dynamic. Suppose if I'm getting 2 records, then 2 rows are going to be created automatically. If I'm getting 100 records, 100 rows are created automatically. If I'll be creating, let's say, I'm having like, let's say 1000, then 1000 rows has to be created automatically. That is the reason where directives can be used. That means a directive can be written, the markup in the sense the HTML. A directive can be used to extend the behavior by adding or removing the styles dynamically. And also a directive can be used to make our application more responsive or more interactive by add or remove the HTML elements at runtime. That means at runtime, it will add or remove the HTML element. Then also we go with the directive that we are having. And this can be, the directive can be used as 3 types. The first one is going to be, we can use it as going to be an element, and second one is going to be the same directive that can be used as going to be an attribute, and the same thing we can use it as a class also. That means it's a CSS class, that what I'm telling, I can use the directive as the CSS class also. So 3 ways you can use the directive. Now elements also we have seen so far. I have created an employee component. Did you remember? Employee component we have created, and at the same time app hyphen, maybe we have seen product is the one that what I have created. All these are what we call it as directive only. But Srikanth, you said it is a component. Component is also one type of directive. Understood? Component is also one type of directive, so that if you wanted to call it as a directive, you can call it as element directive. That is nothing but the component that you people have learned. Okay, components and at the same time element directive, both are same. There is no difference at all. The only difference between the pure directive and the pure component is directive will never return the HTML and a component will return the HTML. That is only the difference. Apart from everything is same. And the second thing, we have that attribute based directive. I hope like we have seen how do we work with that one as well. That means I used an ng model is equal to something like product name, that what I have used it or not. Now here the ng model that what I am using here is going to be an attribute for an input element. Now this is nothing but what directive? Attribute based directive. That means we have the element directive that can be used as the tag, and attribute directive we can use something like that. And also we have CSS class directives are available. Those are going to be something like this. Input ng valid is available. After that we have input ng invalid is available. We will understand about all those things later. Now, right now it is not much important to know about this one, because this one would be covered in first focus is going to be what? Attribute based directive, because element directives are always the components. Element directives are always what? The component that what we are having. That means Angular supports, I can say Angular supports three types of directives. Those are like those are like first one is going to be component direct, and the second one is going to be structural directives, and the third one is going to be behavioral directives. That what I can say. What are the different? Now when I say about a component directive, it is nothing but the component where these markup, then that is what we call it as component directives. Components and directive almost same. The only difference is directive will not return the HTML. If it is a component, it will return the HTML. That is where in the selector, if you can observe that below we have the template URL or not. Yes or no? And if it is an inline component, below the selector, I used what? Template also that can be used. That is how it is going to be. Why? Now it's clear, guys? Any lag? Hello? What I supposed to do? Sometimes means I can't do anything. I'll just ask them to provide another network, but for today, please adjust, because now also if you can say, if you can ask, then it might take some time. Okay. What I can do then? I guess it is showing perfectly fine. Seems now it is fine, guys. If we face like, yeah, that you can raise a complaint to the Naresh IT admin. Otherwise, I'll just ask them to change and provide a good network. Okay. That is not in my hand. Sorry for that. Okay. So components are nothing but what? It is nothing but a component where this directive written the HTML. That is how it is going to be. That means that's fine. It's not required to learn about much because we have already seen like many things. The next directives are going to be structural directive. These are very important to understand. Now, what is a structural directive? These directives are mainly used. These directives are mainly used to add or remove the HTML elements dynamically based on the condition that what I can say. That means I have some HTML element that I want to display based on the condition. Suppose let's say I have like, some product details that what I am displaying, and those product details are having huge description. I have a description around like, the 10 pages description is there, but nobody wants to see like, that much description by default, right? For that reason, what I can do, I can provide a toggle that, do you want to see more? Click on here. Have you seen those kind of link? Click here to see more link. Whenever if you can click on that, then automatically it will get open. Otherwise, it won't open. Such kind of things, if you wanted to perform even in your application development, that means it is available, but it should be rendered only when the condition written true. Otherwise, it won't return anything. Then at that moment exactly, we will be using the structural directive. These directives are mainly used to add or remove the HTML elements dynamically based on the condition. And to do this one, okay, we have few predefined directives are available. Predefined directives are available. Predefined directives are available like the first one is going to be, we will understand how to work with ng if is available, and the second one is going to be, we will be having ng if then else is available, and the third one is going to be, we have ng for, and the last one is going to be ng switch, that what we are having here. That means total how many directives are available? 4 structural directives are available. Shrikant, if these directives are not meet our requirement, then can't we create by our own? Yes, you can. For application level consistency, in general, in real time, we will be creating our own directives also. Those are what we call it as custom directive. But first we will understand how do we work with this particular one, and later we'll see that. Okay, later we'll see. అది రావట్లేదు, వీళ్ళ కూడా ఏదో ఇష్యూ వస్తుంది, మధ్యలో డిస్కనెక్ట్ అవుతున్నా. So we have what? Ng if, and then we have ng if then else, and then we have ng for, and then we have ng switch. Let me give you a quick intro of each and everything, and we will see an examples of everything. So the first one is going to be ng if. It works based on the condition, and it is exactly similar to simple if. Now what a simple if will do? Suppose if the condition is true, then it will execute the statements which are written inside the block. If the condition is false, it won't execute. That's it, right? It won't do anything apart from that. If the condition is true, then it enter into the block and execute the statement. If the condition is false, it won't do anything. That is how, like, a simple if will do. Exactly the same thing we can get with the help of ng if also. How an ng if will work, ng if will work based on some condition. Now, if that condition is written true, then it will render the UI on the HTML, on the browser. If the condition is false, it will ignore it completely. That is how, like, ng if. And the second one, we are having what? Ng if then else. It works exactly similar to, very good, if else that we are having. That means if the condition is true, then I'll render one block. If the condition is false, I'll be render another block. Like that, if you wanted to specify, then you can go with ng if then else is available. And the third one that what we are having here is, what is the third one we are having? Ng for it is used, ng for it is used to generate the HTML elements based on the iteration. That means I'm going to connect with my API and I'm getting 100 records, or else like 100 JSON objects that what I am returning. Then how many rows has to be created in the table? 100 has to be, right? So ng for what it will do is, based on the number of API responses we are getting, it will automatically generate the HTML tags for us. Understood? That is what, like, that ng for is nothing but the same way that what the for loop will do, in same way here also. Nothing is there. And the last one, we are having switch. Why do we go for the switch? If we can have more than two options, there are two options, I can go with if else. Either if or it may be an else case. But I'm having like multiple options. Then always will be preferring switch case only, right? The same thing, we can use it even here also. That means switch will provide more than two options. From those, user can choose and render the specific user interface, or else some people may call it as template, or some people may call it as markup, or some people may call it as HTML. Anything is fine. So like that, we are having total how many directives? Coming to the structural, 4 directives are available. One is ng exactly similar to simple if, ng if then else exactly similar to if and else, and third one is ng for, which will be used to generate the HTML based on the iteration. And the last one we are having what? ng switch, which is exactly provides different options to that end user, so that end user will pick an appropriate action and perform it. That is how it is going to be. Now we will start with ng if. How it is going to be? I'll be using what? ng if here. Now what is ng if? I have written, okay, otherwise I'll write it from here. First we will see like ng if. It is a structural directive that what I can say, it is a structural directive. It can add elements to the page based on the condition. That means if the condition is true, it will add, else it will remove. Simply I can say, if the condition is true, it will add, else it will remove. That means condition means always what type of data it will return? What is the type? True or false? That means it's a Boolean. ng if type is also going to be a Boolean. It accepts the condition in the form of Boolean, that what we are having. Now, how do I write the syntax for that? A simple syntax that what I can give. Suppose let's say I have a div and I'm going to close the div. And one more thing, guys, here you can have any number of elements, that's up to you. Just for the time being, I'm using what div here, but it doesn't mean that these directives can be used only for the div tag. Any tag you apply, it doesn't matter what tag it is, any tag you can apply. And here what I can do, ng if is equal to, you can write the condition over here. Now if this condition is true, then this total elements are rendered on the browser. If this condition is false, then this won't be added to the DOM or else added to the page. Simple. It's very simple that what we are having. Now what I want to do, I'm going to create a new project to demonstrate about the ng if first, and later we'll see the remaining things also. So for that reason, I'll create a new project here. Already we have the projects, 2 projects are available. Let me add a new project to my application. So how I can do that? What is the command? ng new project name. Okay, what is the project name? Okay, I'll go with directives demo. Is it fine? Right? What is that? This command is not available to running the Angular CLI. Okay, what does it mean? What does it mean? Right. Angular project is not having workspace. See this. Node modules is there, right? Node modules is only the workspace. I'm into the workspace, but the command is wrong. If it is not, then else. Right? But properly follow. It's a ng generate, and what we wanted to generate? Application, and the application name is going to be directives demo, that what I can give, and say okay. Now you see it is asking me, would you like to add that Angular routing? Say yes, and the style sheet format, and see it's quickly downloaded. It won't take much time, definitely. Okay, installing packages. Right, it is done. Now I'll clear my screen. Now already we have included the bootstrap into our project, right? Which is available under the node module. That means into our workspace, we have already installed what? Bootstrap. Now I wanted to get that into this project. So how I can do that? I'm showing you one more time, guys. So please follow here. Go to that src, and we have a file. What is the file name? Styles.css. And from here, you can add the styles over here. So how I can add? For that reason, we use what? Import URL. That means I'm going to import the URL. So how I can do that? Always just you can think how it is going to be. Right now I'm in which file? Styles.css. And it is available in which folder? src. src is available in which folder? Directives demo. Directives demo is available in which folder? Project. That means 3 steps up, right? One is which folder? src. Second one, directives demo. Third one, project folder. Now in the project location only, we have the node modules is available, right? So now what I can do? I'll dig again into the node module and get the file. So that is the reason. First one step you see src folder. Another step you see projects folder. Another step you see directly we have the projects and node module. I'll go now into the module and we'll be using bootstrap dist css, and then I'll be using bootstrap.css. That what I can say. This is the one. Okay. And the same time I am using import URL and go to here, same node module, and then search for the bootstrap icon. Font bootstrap icons that what I can use. That's it. It's a quite simple one, but I don't know why it is more complex while adding, but it's quite simple. Now, once if it is ready, then the next step is going to be, I'll go to my project. Under that, I have the directives demo. Under that, we have an SRC, and there we have that app folder. I'll right click on that app folder, and I'm going to have a new folder here with the name what? Components. This is the good programming practice always to create a separate folder for every Angular element. If you wanted to create a component, then that should be inside the components folder. If you wanted to create a directive, then that should be always in the directive folder. If you wanted to create a service, that should be always in the service folder. Create a folder structure. It's 1 second job, nothing much, right? So just create the folder and follow the proper structure that always give good impression on you. Now I created a components folder, and from here I am going to open my terminal. And after opening the terminal, first I'll go to my command prompt and then create a component that what I'm having. Now let's say ng generate C for component, and this is an example for if, so that I'll be writing, let me say if directive, okay, or else let's say ng if that what I can go with, ng if that what I can say. Don't give with small ng, because small ng is the alias name that we have given instead of Angular. Okay, here instead of this one, you can use that Angular also. But how many times I supposed to write Angular like that? So that they provided a alias name. That alias name is the ng. Don't use like, the small ng here. I used a capital ng and hyphen skip and hyphen test that what I can give. Then a component is getting created. If you can open that, you see, are we able to see a component here or not? Yes or no? Now I'll write the HTML, CSS, and then TS file. First, the very first thing is going to be, anyhow, yesterday we created a contract class. If you want me to use, I can use that also. Otherwise, what you can do is you can create by your own. Generally, to create the contract, under that app folder, I am going to add another folder, and the name is going to be contracts. Okay, Srikanth, I don't want to follow this. I'll create directly inside the app. That's okay. As a fresher, everyone is accepted, but slowly you have to understand how to follow a proper structure. That is very important. Okay, now, right. Now you see, we have a folder with the name what? Contract. And here I am going to have something like product dot, okay, contract dot, TS is available. Let me get the contract which I have created yesterday. I'll go to my SRC app folder, and we have the product.contract.ts. Let's copy this and then paste it over here. Clear na? Clear or not? So Srikanth, if there is a contract, one contract, I wanted to use it in multiple project, will it be possible? Yes, it is possible. It is possible. No need to create. I will show you that examples later, how we can make reuse of the contracts which are created in one project into another project also. We'll see later. Because it's a simple class and it is having an export, so that what you can do if you wanted to use, I have an export. Okay, export interface is available. I wanted to use it in another project. Then how I can get it? Import. Simply, that's it. That is what we learned about the module, right? Module means what? Import and export statements that are available. Now, this is how it is going to be. A contract is created. And then let me have the same example like yesterday, as because like I saw a couple of people, they are asking, I'm not understand, but because of that reason, please bear with me. But we are adding additionally one more to this one. So for that, what I can do, public product which is of type, I'll be saying the product over here, product detail. Now you see the product details are available in two places. One is going to be two step above another project. There we have the contract. There we are having another one. You see under the project data binding SRC app contract. There we are having the first one is the another project file and the second one is the current project file. Both are same, so that anything if you want to use you can. Now you see I am going to write the contract here. As I create my contract as an interface, whenever if you wanted to use that interface, then it is must to provide the implementation, right? That is what the interface. Interface is nothing but it is a contract. What is the contract? Whenever you consume that interface, we must have to provide the implementation. That is the reason where it is throwing me an error. You see there. What is that error? The type empty is missing the following. What it is missing? ID, title, price, description, and three more it is missing. So that what I can do, I'll be providing all. ID, which is of type an integer, so that I can give, and the category is of type string, I guess, and after that description is of type string. I am giving some empty value, and the image is of type string, and the price is of type number, and after that what we are having, title is available, which is of type string, and then rating is available, and inside the rating count is available, and then rate is available. That's it. Now you see the time when I'm providing the implementation, I don't have any errors here, right? And the next thing is going to be not like the yesterday's example, just I'm going to get a single product data. You know how to get like, you know, the remaining next and previous button. Just what I can do, I'll be using something like ng on init. Have anyone like gone through this page life, I mean component life cycle hooks? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me guys. Anyone have gone through the component life cycle hooks? But yesterday many people asked me the question, right? Srikanth, what is ng on it? What is ng on it? I explained 3 times. This will get executed whenever the component is loaded. And I told you also, this is enough for now, but we will have a separate session on component life cycle hook. But the same question is asked me around like, you know, 5 to 6 times. But no, I have provided like, you know, a link also to read, but seems no one has read. That is where to learn everything, there will be some time. Please wait till that time. Because like I'm not going to concentrate on like only one set of people who can understand quickly, right? I am not concentrating those people because those people can understand anyhow and they can do by their own. That's for sure. But I'm concentrating on the people like who are having like, you know, the middle level of knowledge. That means who are like not able to grab it quickly. That is like, you know, my intention where I'm going a bit slow. Otherwise I can go like a metro. Definitely. 1 month is more than enough to complete like, you know, the whole Angular. But why I'm taking like, you know, 45 to 50 minutes? Because of like, we have to take care of everyone. That is the only reason. Okay. Right. Now you can see ng on init, like why it is going to be means it will be executed whenever the component is loaded for the first time. Now what I can do at the time of loading the component, I'm going to get the data. Now how to get the data? We have something like this. If you can go to here, we have what? Fake store API is available. And then I'll be going it to over here and I'll be selecting it. If you guys wants to write like, you know, that yesterday's implementation, you can add the next and previous buttons also. And you can write like, you know, different function and you may call it. That is also fine always. And then what I can do, I'm going to get the response and that is going to be converted into JSON format. And then what I want to do, that I can give, okay, the response that what I'm getting, I'm going to give it to my product over there. This dot, what is the name we are having? Product is equal to whatever the response we are having, we will be getting it over here. What is that? Product only, right? Then why it is not showing? What? Right. It's perfect now. Okay. Now you see, I have written something like that, and this will get executed for the first time. Now I want to display this product details. So how I can display the product detail? If you, yeah, it is public only. It is always see, if I am not giving anything, by default, what is that access modifier for the TypeScript? Public. Then why this question again? Here also you see, if I am not giving also, that is public only. Just why I am giving public, you know, because I am a server side developer basically. I'm a full, even though I'm a full stack, I'm a server side developer. So that is where I habituated to write what? Public always by writing the property. That is only the reason where I use the public here. But in TypeScript, writing the public is optional. If you are not giving also, that is public. If you wanted to give, nothing will happen. It's hardly like 6 characters more, nothing apart from that. By default, it is public only. Now I want to display this particular data over here. So how I can display the data? Let me give a div over here, and this div will contain the class as going to be container or container fluid, that what I can say. Container fluid, that what I can give. Now, yesterday, like we have seen something like this. I use the H2, and then let me go with I use the H2 here, H2, and here text hyphen center is the one, and here I am be writing product details, and then we'll be having the DL, and then we have what? DT. The first one is going to be what we are having? Title, I guess, right? Title is available, and then I'm using the DD. Now we can get that particular data. So where the data is available? Under the product, under the title. So that what I can do, I am using first one is what? Product dot. We have what? You see there. We have what? Title. That means if you can use the contract, it will provide you the intelligence also in here. That is the advantage. And the second one is going to be, we have another DT. The second one is the price that we are having. I'll be adding the another one, so that what I can do, I am giving product dot price, that what I can say, product dot price, that what I can give. This is the one. And then I'm going to have another DT that is having a preview, so that what I can do, I'll be using an image tag, and then I'm going to write something like product dot. We have what? Image is available, and give some height and width. Otherwise, like it will be more bigger, so that I can give some height is going to be some around 150, and then width is also going to be some around 150. That what I have given. That's it. So both has to be given over there, and the last one is going to be, let's have the ratings, and then I am giving a DD over there, and here let's have a span tag and bootstrap icon, bootstrap icon hyphen star hyphen fill, that what I can give. And after that, I'll be giving text hyphen success. Okay, success, that what I'll be giving. Success, that what I can give. Yeah, that's fine. Success, that what I'll be giving. And here I'm going to display both the thing. The first one is going to be product dot, what it is? Rating dot. We have what? Rate. And at the same time, I want to display the cost as well. So that, very good. Product dot, everyone tell me. Product dot, rating dot, count is also there. That's it. Now I wanted to run this one. First of all, This is what we have seen in the last session, but additionally I added like two buttons. One is to display the previous one, another one is to display the next one. That's it. That implementation anyhow, I don't think so you people are having the doubts in that. Now I'll be copying that, and then what I can do, I'll go to the index.html and then remove it and give it over there. App-ng if is the one, and the next one here I have that app module, and I'll copy that and then paste it over here. And I wanted to run this project. So how I can run the project? Tell me. ng serve and the name of the project. What is the name of the project? Directives demo, that what I can give so that it will start. No error. Why no error? Right. Now you see it is started and it is listening the port number, that is 4200. I'll open it so that I'm able to see that particular one. As I use text success, right? That is where it is showing me in green color. Okay. Text success is green. Text danger is there in red, and text warning is there, that is in yellow. Like that, we have couple of classes are available in Bootstrap, which will give you the importance of the text also. And here someone asked me a question, Srikanth, did you apply for, did you write everything inside the span? Means no. I have written a simple span, and this span, what it will do is it just display that star. We have the star here, right? To display that star, I used it. That's it. Nothing apart from that one. Okay. Right. Now we wanted to understand here what ng if. So to do that one, what I can do is, first of all, here in the product detail, right now I'm going to display the description. Okay, product description, that what I wanted to give. So that I'll take a div. And inside the div, what I can do is I'll be giving some text area, because description is going to be big. That is where will be displayed in text area, and it is exactly similar to, I hope you know the comment section, right? Once if you, let's say, register everything, below you have a big text boxes or not. Those are used to provide the comments. Leave your comments here. Like that you will be getting. That is what we call it a text area. And it comes with like few attributes over here. The first one is going to be how many number of rows that you people wants to have, and how many number of columns you wanted to have. I am giving 4 and 40. And then right now I don't want to, disabled in the sense it is not going to be an editable mode. It just used to get it and then display. That's it. Nothing apart from that one. That is what I have given. And after that, I am going to add the class as going to be description, that what I can say. Okay, description is the class, and I'll provide some CSS also for this. I'll go to my CSS where I can write the description class over here, and I am using position as going to be left. I'll be displaying the left, and then position as going to be, I'll be giving fixed. After that, left I'm giving around 300 pixel, and after that I'll go with the top as going to be around 200 pixel. That what I can give. That's enough. Let's see how it is going to be. Yeah, this is how it is going to be. I am displaying the description of the product over here. Okay, a simple one, that what I have created. Now in that place, I want to display the description. So how I can do that one in general? How I can display the description? Where it is available? Tell me. Read only, we can use text area. Yeah, we can use it. That is also fine. Disabled also will do the same thing. Nothing apart from that. So now what I can do, I am going to write something like product dot, what we are having, you see, I'll go to here. The next one is the description, so that I'm using something like this. The time when I'm giving it, now you see I'm able to see the description here or not? Yes or no? But for all the people it is not required. Okay, as like the person, I'm very much know about a product. Why should I check all about this description? So that is where this block I wanted to add based on the condition. I wanted to add based on what? Some condition that what I'll be providing. Now how to take that condition? Now what is the condition will accepting? It accept either true or else it accept what? False value. That's it. Nothing apart from that, right? Yes or no? For that reason, what I can do, I'll be creating a simple checkbox. I'm creating what? A simple checkbox. What the checkbox will do, whenever user select, then I'll display the description. Whenever user deselect, I'm not going to display the description. That is my requirement. How we can handle it? But because it dynamically, it should be dynamic. So that is the reason what I can do. I'll go to my HTML over here. And here, where we are having the product details. Okay, let's go with another div that what I'll be taking. Another div that what I'm going to take it here. And then I'm going to take this one as going to be, let's say, another div. And this is going to be form hyphen switch is the class. Now what a form hyphen switch class will do is, it will be provide you a kind of toggle. You know the toggle, left, right? Instead of displaying a checkbox, I just wanted to display something like a toggle. Toggle means on off, simply on and off. That is checkbox on internally. So like that I'm creating. For that I used what? Ng switch here, and then I'm using input to type equal to checkbox that what I can give. Now based on this particular value, I wanted to display this particular div. That is my requirement. So how I can do that one? To do that, first of all, whatever the value user has entered here or selected here, it has to be get, right? Now you can see this is how it is going to be. I need to get the value or not? How I can get the value? That is my question. Already we learned about this. Already we learned about it. How I can get the value from that input element? How I can get the value from that input element? Very good. Either you can go with MVVM or you can go with MVC. But here how many inputs are available? Only one. So that which one you prefer? MVVM. So that what I can do? I used here what? NG model, and then I am using something like any name, toggle description that what I can give is equal to, I am writing ng model. But you see we have an error, no directive found as exported as a ng model. Okay, how to overcome this error? How to overcome this error? Tell me. Add what? Add what? Someone? Very good. We have to include what? The forms module. So that I'll go to my app module over here, and then I'm going to include which module? Forms module. Once if I'm giving the forms module, there you see we don't have any errors over there. Now you can see input to type equal to checkbox, ng model, and a toggle description is available, and this is the condition, or this is going to be a variable which will takes the value that is true or false. Now I wanted to apply it over here. How I can? Ng if is equal to, we have the toggle description dot, there we have a property that is going to be value that what I can say. Simply what I'm going, I'm giving toggle description dot value that what I can give, and I just wanted to give another class here. This is going to be form hyphen, not control, checkbox related. There is a new class in Bootstrap 5. Checkbox Bootstrap 5. There is a new class. Form input label, form check input. I guess this is the class. Form check input if I am using, and then come back to this. Now you see, am I getting the toggle or not? See this. When I open, now you see, we get the description. Otherwise, we won't get it. Okay. It's quite simple, but look and feel only. Bootstrap will not do anything. Just it's all about look and feel. Nothing apart from that one. Instead of displaying normal checkbox, we can use it. Now here, even if you can right click and go to that inspect, and here you can see when the time when I'm using, let's say the toggle over here. If you can observe that this div, and there we have the text area and we have some description, right? This is available. When it is going to be ng reflect ng if is equal to true. Suppose if I'll be using this one, now you see this total div is removed or not? See there. Do we have it here? Tell me, do we have it here? No, it was completely removed it over there. That is how it is going to be. Now, because why I am telling this means, some people, they may say that, Shrikant, by writing CSS also, I can hidden it. We can't remove it, but we can hidden that particular div. That is possible. But still in it, that the DOM, that means that memory, whatever it is there for that particular div, for the text area, or for that internally, whatever that attribute we use, everything is going to be converted into the DOM, and that object itself, it is available. Definitely 100% that object is available, because CSS is not having a way to remove any kind of element. If you wanted to remove, then you should write what? Some script logic. That is what the JavaScript. Either you can write the JavaScript, but all it is getting simplified by using what directive? Ng if. And if I am using an ng if, once if it is on, then only this will be added. You see that this is going to be added. Once if I say off, now you see we can't even see the div element which are rendered on the DOM as well. This is how we will be working with what? Ng if. Ng if means it is a simple if. If it is on, it will be. If it is off, it won't add. That's it. Any questions here? Don't ask the Bootstrap questions, only Angular. Only Angular, any questions? Even Bootstrap, now what I am doing? I didn't get that class, I copy pasted it, right? Because there is no shy in that. I don't know, like few people, they might get feel, if I do the copy paste, then students how they feel, but I am not going to be, I never feel like that. If I am not getting, I can ask the Google, because I am not a robot. And second thing, I am not going to follow like, the same examples for every class. It's all depend on like, my interest. Whatever that examples I'm giving, that's my interest. It's not going to be the same like, one class to another. That's for sure. That is where. Any questions here? Multiple conditions, how to handle. For that reason only, I told you, we will be understanding how to work with. No, we don't have the while loop. Raju, we don't have the while loop. It's all about while we can write it in TypeScript, but coming to HTML point of view, it will be always for only that to ng for. We don't have the while. And multiple conditions we can write by using ng if then else. I already told you that this is what. Next. Any questions from here offline? Now it's clear how to connect with that API and get the data, right? Yes or no? Very good. Now, suppose let's say as someone asked me, Shrikant, what is, how to handle like multiple. So to work with, let's say, multiple, we are using ng if then else. ng if then else. Now it exactly, I told you, it exactly works similar to what? If else condition. That means ng if will work, I can say a simple note. This directive, this directive will execute only if the condition is true. If the condition is false, then it won't execute. That's it. But in practical environment, as we said, I mean, as we know that we have what? Different things that are available. Different things in the sense, that means we supposed to add multiple conditions also. In that case, how you can handle it? How you can generate? For that reason, what I can do is, I'll be using ng if then else. So this is used to handle multiple conditions. Multiple conditions. Multiple in the sense like more than one. More than one conditions. If you wanted to give, you can go with that. But in general, if you have two and then more, better to go with switch case. Otherwise, even this is also fine. I will show you a good example maybe on Monday. But today, as because of the time constraint, I can show you a simple example. Okay, the same concept will be discussed one more time. That is where, if you remember, I told you content projection. Did you remember? MVVM, I told you content projection. There is some name. Exactly the same concept here we use. A proper concept is used in this place. That is where there I haven't explained anything. I just told you the name. That's it. But exactly what is content projection, how it is going to be happen, that we will understand on Monday session. Okay, I will show you very in detail example. Don't worry. Now here you see ng if then else. This is used to handle multiple condition. Now the syntax is going to be something like this, guys. We have a tag. Okay, we have a tag which is having ng if only, and here we will be writing the condition exactly similar to ng if only, right? And then, okay, and then what I want to do, I am going to execute some template for this. Okay, some template for this. Else I am going to execute another template. That's it. That means here, if you can observe that I am writing ng if based on the condition. Now, if this condition is true, then I'll be executing what? Template 1. And if this condition is false, I'll go to my else block and then I'll execute which one? Template 2. Now, what is template 1 and template 2? These are what we call it as template reference variable. That means two template that you are going to create. How to create it? It's quite simple. What I can do, I'll take the first div. Okay, and then I'll take the second div that what I'm having. I'll take what? The first div that what I'm having, and then I'll take the second div. Now, in this particular div, we have some list of elements now. And in this particular div, we have another list of elements that what we are having. Okay, I have another list of elements that what I am having. Now what I want to do, whenever if this condition is true, then I'll be executing this div by giving this name. Whatever the name we have given here, we can give the same name over there. Understood? Same way we can give the template 2 also over here. That's it. The template, that means if the condition is true, no, if else ladder, nested if else, those are not possible because we are on the UI. We are not on the program, right? If it is there on the program, whatever we want to do, we can. But this is the UI. There should be some limitations. Don't think that like whatever we have in Java, exactly we can get it in HTML. If that is a case, I can learn the HTML only, right? Why should I go with Java and C? If HTML can do everything, why should I learn the Java and all? That is the reason. Don't like, think exactly similar to that, but we can compare with that. That's it. Now you see like that it is template one and the second one is going to be template two. That is how it is. I'll explain you about this one with one or two example, and I'll explain you about the content projection also on Monday. And today, as I told you, if anyone have any questions, please be here and clarify. Okay. Steps and show it to me if you have any concern so that I can provide you the solution. I'll be here for more like 15 to 20 minutes to get clarify your doubts. If you guys don't have any doubts, you can leave for the day. We'll continue on Monday. Thank you and have a nice weekend. Thank you. Any doubts, please come here, and anyone please ask. NVM again. NVM in the sense, what is NVM? Prashant, what is NVM? No, Sharanya, don't write inside the inside. It should be outside. Okay. It should be outside always. MVVM, right? Prashant, is that your question? Prashant, MVVM, right? Nothing is there. Okay. See, we have two types of thing. I mean, two types of ways to share the data or perform the data binding. One is, MVC based. Another one is MVVM. If it is MVC, we created a variable in the component and then we'll share the data. If it is going to be MVVM, what we can do is here itself we create the variable. I created a variable here, right? What is the variable name? Toggle description is the variable. And I created it here and I use that value directly here. That means variable is here, usage is here. If both are available in the template, that is what we call it as MVVM. Clear na? Sir, expecting one complex example, NG if then else on Monday. Okay, you can expect, don't worry. I can fulfill, don't worry. Sir, if any missed class, so where I will get this? I don't know that. Capital NG means what, sir? Nothing. Nothing. Capital NG, we don't have anything. It's a small NG. Is that alias name? Guys, any questions, please ask me. Still you have the time. Thank you so much. Template reference will be loaded in the DOM. Yes, it will be loaded. Yes. Sir, ID perform yesterday's registration and login from program, but I was not able to get space at this like you did. It's Roshan. It's all about the bootstrap. It's all about bootstrap. Maybe you missed some bootstrap classes. Otherwise, nothing. Thanks, Razu. Thank you so much. Select our template and directives. No, Raj, like see side by side displaying in the sense, it's always definitely 100% sure that it is not in Angular. Side by side means you're asking about like, the behavior, right? So I don't think so. Please give me bootstrap. Is it mandatory to give hash symbol? Yes, it's mean it is must. Okay. That we will understand NG audit what it will do and all. Generally, like what audit will do is it will check the version, and if it contain any kind of errors and any third party libraries that are available, that we can figure it out in the NG audit command. Generally, I wrote the code same as the Roshan. That is where at least for one day, if you can come here, then that would be good, man. Because like everything I can't explain through the online, right? One day, if you can come here, then that should be always fine, at least on Saturday. I thought of having Saturdays completely for that, but seems next Saturday onwards, I don't want to leave you. That's it. Can we run that Angular program in PowerShell? Can you please give me one more example for practice on it? No, Lakshmarana, we can't do that. We can run like, we can deploy it in a different version. That's a different story. Architecture wise, that is different. We have to provide that much architecture. No, I'll suggest you always to go with official documentation only. Always official documentation is good. Okay. Yeah. I know that that is difficult to understand, but if you can start practicing, then it will be easy only, not much complex.